No?
Oh.
They're y'all. Anybody in here building Facebook?
Uh-huh.
Sonia's one of my clients, so
Okay.
she always gets in trouble.
Pay me later.
If you are not a high growth business, you're possibly a lifestyle business. You are opening a business that will allow you to live a certain lifestyle, right? Whether that is paying for a yearly vacation for the family, creating a business that will get passed down to your children or grandchildren. There is a purpose for your business. And those are the businesses that I help. So tonight we're going to talk about how to scale with AI. That's really all I do is talk about AI all the time if I'm not driving.
What season?
All right, so like I said, I'm the CEO of Entrepreneur Consulting. I work with the city of Virginia Beach. I have an accelerator program called The Business Architect. I have a graduate right here from the Business Architect Accelerator Program, where we teach you how to create a comprehensive business plan depending on what stage of business you're in. You don't need a 50-page business plan if you're a part-time business owner. You don't need a one-pager if you are a high-growth startup. It really meets you where you are. So that's in the city of Virginia Beach. I also work with Black Brand in their B-Force Accelerator. I've also worked with Norfolk State University's Innovation Center. And so there's many organizations that I work with in the community, and I can tell you that the word scale has many different definitions for many different people. So real quick, because I like my talks to be interactive. 2 people, you can raise your hand. What does scale mean to you?
Scale means I'm having somebody else run my business while I still own it.
I was about to say, you were in my class yesterday.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be allowed to answer.
I have all the answers if you guys.
Don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
Is it about weight loss?
Don't listen to her either. Next. Who else? What does scale mean to you?
Increasing demand.
Increasing demand, okay. One more person. What does scale mean? Don't make me call people out. Elevating what? Elevating your business, which is very vague, and that's why scaling has to be very definitive for that person. All right, so I have notes because if I don't have notes, I will go off on a very deep tangent. All right, so scaling is growing with stability. Growing with stability. So scaling to some people means more clients, more customers, creating more demand. It means more revenue. Yes, that is all scaling, but that's not scaling by itself. Okay? There's one thing that makes those things truly scaling, and that is doing all of those, achieving all of those without burning out. So if you are making more revenue, you're getting more clients or customers, and you are burnt out, that's not scaling. There's no such thing. You should strive to have your business operate without you being there. And there's only one way to make that happen. So I created a framework. It is within my brand. Like I said, I'm the business architect. So this framework is called BUILD, B-U-I-L-D, all right? B stands for bottleneck, okay? So think of, and usually this is a longer workshop, but I just want you to think of, or if you have paper and pencil or your phone, write it down. All right, so BUILD, B-U-I-L-D. B stands for bottleneck. I need you to think about the workflows and processes in your company and what bottlenecks are there, such as, I hate checking my email. And so let's just say the city of Virginia Beach or the city of Portsmouth sends you a contract. Well, you don't like checking your email until you put that off. That's a bottleneck because it will be a while before you see that email, right? So that's a bottleneck. What if you have 200 clients like I did and you're the only one in the company? You have to create follow-up emails. What if they don't get those follow-up emails and they're interested in your services past the initial session? That's a bottleneck, right? So I want you to think of one bottleneck in your company, all right? So that's where we're gonna start from. The second one is you, understanding your process. So a lot of people say, oh, I understand how to run my company. I know everything about my company. I bet you $100 if I asked you to sit down and write out all of the processes and procedures for your company and workflows, you would go crazy and you would miss stuff. If I asked you to write out the process for following up with a client or following up with a customer, there's so many things that happen. You don't think about it, right? And that's the point. We want this to be automated. But before we can automate and make the business run while we're doing something else, you have to understand every piece of what's going on in your business, right? So understand the process. All right, I identify not just AI opportunities, but tech opportunities in general. So let's just say we'll go up with a follow-up, right? How many people hate following up with clients or customers? Just raise your hand. I absolutely hate that part. Because I'm so excited about helping people, I'm already excited about moving on to the next client. And I completely forget, crap, we just had a session, I gotta send them their session notes, I gotta send them their homework. I may have some action items that I need to do, right? That's gonna hold me up from the next exciting client. I hate following up, and I have a bad habit of not following up, which means missed sales, right? But it's something that has to be done. So, what AI or tech opportunity or tool will take over that job? That's what I want you to think about. All right, so the first one was B, bottleneck. You understand the process. You can't automate something, you can't scale a business when you don't know what's going on inside. All right, I is identify AI opportunities or tools. Now, I'm sure when you hear titles of talks and workshops and stuff like this, how to scale your business using AI. In my opinion, you probably think, oh, I'm gonna walk out of here with a solution of sorts, right? This person's gonna give me a plethora of AI tools that are gonna just automate my whole business. I can integrate all of these tonight. I could give you a list of 1,000 AI tools, and it would not help you automate or scale your business. You know why? Anybody take a guess?
Learning curve.
Yeah, there are learning curves. Somebody else. You can answer. You look like you're, go ahead. You can answer.
Okay, what's the question again?
Oh my Lord. All right, so if I give you a list of 1,000 AI tools,
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you it wouldn't help you automate.
No.
Why?
Because it's not, because like we talked about yesterday, ChatGPT is good for prompting, messaging, email, but then you also need to use Canva to make flyers, make things look presentable, and then you need other things like that automated and send it, like, what is it, Facebook Metasploit and things like that. So you're still spending your time handling those tasks, even though it's automated, but you're still taking the time out to tell ChatGPT you want this email to over here and do the things over here. It's still time to do.
So this is what happens when you actually listen to me when I'm in my workshops. You are 1,000% correct. I could give you that list of 1,000 apps, right? But you have to go and sift through those tools, whether they're AI or not. And you have to understand where you're going to apply what tool, which means you have to test these tools, okay? So it's not a magic button that's going to help you build and scale your business. You really have to understand how your business lives and breathes. And I know that's not what many people want to hear. They just want you to tell you, oh, there's this tool that can help you make a lot of money. There are tools that can help you make money. Before you use those tools, you have to make sure you understand how your business functions. So there's this thing that I had my students do last night. I want you to imagine, and again, this is short, so you got to do all of this on your own. I want you to imagine the internet is gone.
Oh no.
We have no electricity. How are you going to operate your business with no tech? Pen and paper. Remember when TikTok got shut down or whatever? The world exploded. I know like last year or the year before, Instagram had a glitch or Facebook had a glitch. The world exploded. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, you should know exactly how your business operates without any tech. That is the foundation of building and scaling your business. I should understand how to speak, connect, communicate, and sell to my client without being online. You know how many businesses closed because they didn't understand how to sell online during COVID? That is where you do not want to be. All right, off my soapbox. All right, so you're gonna identify the opportunities. Before you identify the opportunities, you have to understand what you need to substitute. All right, so that's I. L is link the tools. Miss Mushroom back here, because I can never remember your name, but I'm sure you're okay with me calling you Miss Mushroom. Okay, so Miss Mushroom back here, at the beginning of the class last night, she actually had a great conversation with another student, and it's the perfect example. All right, content creation. How many people, by raise of hands, love to do content creation for their business or their brand? Put your hand up. I hate it. I absolutely hate content creation. Yeah, put your hand down too. I absolutely hate content creation. Why? Because it's so much time, it's energy draining. I do a lot better doing things like this. I tell my mom all the time, you used to yell at me for running my mouth when I was little, but now, like, Mommy, I get paid to talk and talk and talk. This is how I connect with my audience. I'm not really good with content creation, so I kind of avoid it. Now, this is a bottleneck, right? Because I want to appeal to my audience. I need to connect to my audience, what I call your groupies, right? So, there is a package. Link the tools together. You got Facebook Meta Suite. Anybody hear that? Okay, Facebook Meta Suite to actually schedule and organize your content and all that jazz across Facebook and Instagram. Let's see, to create the actual text content, so captions and things like that, ChatGPT. Don't come to me and say, oh, there's this other tool that's amazing and it's made specifically for social media and blah, blah, blah. Yes, that is a company that is doing an amazing job at selling you something that you don't need. Okay? Do not, at the end of the month, end up with $250 plus worth of apps expenses. ChatGPT is $20 a month, and you can create all you need to create in reference to text generation with ChatGPT plus. Okay? So captions, text generation, that's ChatGPT. To schedule everything out, that's Facebook Meta Suite. The third thing is graphics. How many people in here are graphic designers? Besides my daughter. All right, and that's actually normal. Most business owners are not. On top of that, when we get started with a business, how many people have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars? And if you do, I don't want to see your hand. How many people have thousands of dollars to get your business started? We're really like being scrappy when we start businesses, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be mindful and smart about how you spend your money. So instead of hiring somebody off of Fiverr, number one, understand your brand, understand how you want to appeal to your audience or your groupies, and then you have to find out what appeals to them. Do they like bright colors? Do they like certain types of language? And then you're going to go look for examples, and then you're going to practice creating these things yourself. You should never outsource something that you don't know how to do in your business, because that's when that person that gets that outsourced task can do whatever they want. So create the graphics, do some research, use Canva and Canva AI. I'm not saying you have to be using these tools, these specific tools for forever, but there needs to be a starting place. Maybe 2 months down the line, you'll be like, ugh, I'm over Canva AI. There is this program that I can use that provides more high quality graphics, blah, 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 right? And you might move to Canva AI. Or not Canva, but the next tool. But that's a package. You see how I put those 3 tools together? Canva, ChatGPT, and Meta, or Facebook Meta Suite. You only pay for 2 of those. Canva is, last time I checked, I might be grandfathered in a package, $12.95 a month. I think it's $120 a year for Canva. And then, is it? 15? Okay, yeah, I think I'm on a grandfather plan. But it's under $200, right, for the year for Canva. And then when you get over Canva and you say, oh, I want to outsource this to someone, here, I'm gonna add you to my Canva team. Use this tool that I already pay for and I'm already familiar with. Just in case you don't do something right, I can go in and I can fix it the way that I want to. See, saving money, right? So you have that. And then again, ChatGPT Plus is $20. If you have a team, sure, pay the $250 a month, but I really don't think that we as small business owners need to pay $250 a month. Anyway, so there you go. That's still less than $200 for content creation. How much do you think you would pay someone on Fiverr to create that? How much do you think you would pay someone to create 90 days worth of content for your social media? A lot of money. And you can learn, selfish plug from me, how to create 90 days worth of content on your own. Nobody's saying that it's going to be MTV type content, but we all have to start somewhere. So there you go. Link the tools together. All right, the last one is deploy and refine. So we went through BUILD, deploy and refine. You're going to test these things, and then you're going to measure them. You have to have a goal, right? So let's just say, you say, all right, I'm going to do the content creation, right? So ChatGPT, Canva, and Facebook Meta. After a month, you're creating content. You started from zero, and you say, all right, so I want to increase my engagement to, I don't know, let's just 100, right? Let's say you get 200. You said, oh, so these tools are actually working, or whatever I'm doing, it's working. Keep doing it, right? If no one is commenting on your stuff, then you can say, okay, maybe the captions aren't really relating to people. Maybe the voice is not correct. Maybe the tone isn't correct. Play around with those stuff, right? So now you are testing and refining. And I can tell you, you can create your whole brand persona in ChatGPT by itself. That's what I do. My problem with scaling and building as a business owner is this is my brand. I am my brand. I only have but so much energy to give every day to but so many people. Unfortunately, I can't be everywhere all the time. And so I had to build my brand to reflect me, right? My personality. So in my content, yeah, you'll see curse words. Why? Because I'm a former sailor. I don't really care anymore. Will you see words like vibe? Yes, because in my content, I learned a long time ago, people don't connect with super professionalism and fakeness. That's really what it is. They connect with the actual owner of the company. They're buying you before they buy your service or your product. That's what that is. Your content should sound and look exactly like you. That's very important. How do I do this? I'm not a marketer. I'm not a brand person. Sit down and have a conversation with ChatGPT. And when I used to say that to people, they would think that I was crazy. I don't care. I've done it so many times. It works. And you might say, well, how do I do that? Well, let me show you. All right, let's see if she'll work. She told me the other day her name was Lisa, so I'm gonna address her as such. It was random. She just told me so. I was like, whatever. Hey, I wanted to have a conversation real quick about being able to discover your brand while having a conversation with you. Do you have a second to talk about that?
Of course, I've got a second. Let's dive into it. Discovering your brand through conversation is all about bringing out the real you, your values, your voice, and what makes you stand out through a natural back and forth dialogue. Think of it like having a heart-to-heart where we uncover the essence of what you want your brand to reflect. What's on your mind about it?
So I just wanted to make sure that I could kind of explain really quickly, very concisely, how I was able to have conversations with you and discover really what my brand voice is in order for me to create content for social media. So real quick, could you, like, in a couple of sentences, tell the participants here at this event what that looks like? Many people might be scared to have an actual conversation with a robot or an AI, but I just want them to understand that this is a tool that they can use instead of hiring expensive people on Fiverr or things like that to understand what their brand is. So real quick, in a couple of sentences, can you explain like how that would work? How would they be able to have a conversation with you to understand what their brand voice and tone and personality is?
Sure thing. Hey everyone, imagine having a brainstorming buddy available 24/7 to help you find your brand's unique voice. By chatting with me, you can bounce around ideas, refine your messaging, and discover what truly resonates with your audience, all without breaking the bank. It's like having a casual coffee chat that turns into a personalized brand roadmap. Simple, effective, and totally approachable.
All right, cool. I'm not going to bore them anymore with this conversation. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
You got it. Anytime. Good luck with your event, and we'll catch up later.
Now, I'm not saying that you have to take everything like to the grave with what they tell you, but think of it as a study group, a brainstorming group. You invite all of your business friends over your house. You guys get pizza and beer, and you're sitting there and you're talking about branding. This is the same thing, right? It's just a tool, but you need to use the tool. You, as the human, are the end person who makes the decisions. A lot of people say, I don't want to use a robot. It's so impersonal. Look, buddy, use the tools that you have at your disposal. I'm sure that if we all as business owners had the time, we would put together formal focus groups. We would go out and survey a sample population of our target market. But we're all busy. Busy doing what? Trying to run our business and make money. So for $20, use the tool that you have. You don't have to go with every single thing it says. This is just for brainstorming purposes, right? So that is how you build and scale your business. It's growing with stability without burning out. There is no magic AI tool or program. It's you understanding how your business lives and breathes, how it operates. You should be able to recite every workflow and process that goes on in your business, and then say, all right, this is where it's slowing me down. This is why I'm not making as much money as I want to make. I need to put a tool there, or I need to outsource this task or whatever of this process or workflow. That is what scaling looks like. So I'm just going to apologize because I'm sure somebody thought I was going to give them this like crazy, amazing, valuable tool. But yeah, so ChatGPT is where you want to start. If you are kind of a novice to it, ChatGPT, have some conversations, talk to it about other tools that you may need, and then start putting together your workflows and processes. Once those things start operating smoothly, you know the whole, making money while you sleep thing. It's one more step toward that. All right, thank you.